And then also this note, and we'll get to the opinion. Big Ten, from Dennis Dodd of CBS Sports, aiming to new media rights worth up to $1 billion. That's not a surprise either, but that's a lot of money. You're just thinking about it. Depends on how many years we're talking about, and the longer the better, because that does bring some stability, the longer the TV grant of rights to whatever the future might be of college football.
Well, look, if it's shorter than, 15 to 16 years at $1 billion. I mean, that means there's big money out there for the Big Ten. It makes you wonder what everybody else is going to get. So if the Big Ten's at $1 billion, then the SEC will get more than that, and everybody else will get less than $1 billion. But how close to $1 billion can you get? So I don't know. I mean,
Jim Delaney of the Big Ten, former commissioner, signed a 6-year, $2.65 billion deal in 2017. So billion is relative. Is how many billions? Is it how many per year is it going to be with the new TV deal with the Big Ten?
Yeah. So is that $1 billion a year they're going to get?
The Big Ten is in place to make a deal before the Pac-12, Big 12, of course, even the SEC's new deal with the ESPN begins in 2024. And so, yes, the thoughts are, based on how he's written this, the new deal begins in 2023, could be worth a record-setting $1 billion per season. That's not bad. That's not bad, and it depends, again, how long it might last. 254-339-1122, the chat room available again. And I think, in fact, before I even signed into it, the chat room was going in on some of what we said about UCF, Houston, and Cincinnati, too. Abram Smith will join us today at 3:30. He's now with the New Orleans Saints. 3:45, Buccaneers second-round pick Logan Hall out of Houston, went to Belton High School. David Ubben on college football, the NIL, and more. And then Craig has his off-the-radar Houston's John McClain, former Houston Chronicle columnist John McClain at 5:35 in Paul's Top 5 today as well.
Glenn just asked on the chat room, or not on the text line, 254-339-1122, is that per team? No, it would be overall.
Per year.
Per year.
Per year. The Big Ten's contract, if in fact all goes according to plan, would be $1 billion television contract for the entire conference per year. And how that breaks down remains to be seen.
So you divide it by 14. That's what they get per season. So $1 billion. Each team would get that divided by 14.
80-something million. It'd be 80-something million, which, of course, is right now, that's just, it's hard to explain. Overall, per year to the Big Ten. Craig, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I mean, we saw the $1 billion figure. I saw that like 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's been in line for the Big Ten for what's been, the latest rumor, scuttlebutt, whatever. Yeah, they're going to make a lot of money. I don't know. I'm getting tired of talking about so many people making so much money. It's just like money. But it's NIL, and that's network deals, and that's what we're in the avenue of. And we know, and we've known, and we will continue to know that the Big Ten is going to be really strong. It's not a shocker. It's what's been expected the entire time. Guess what? The SEC is going to sign a massive deal too, and it's going to be over $1 billion. And the only thing that's actually curious, that's actually a question mark, is just what the rest of it is for everybody else. I mean, that's more interesting to me than really what the SEC's deal is or what the Big Ten's deal is, because we know they're fine no matter what. Like, there's no danger in any way, shape, or form of them losing a team for any reason. There's no danger in them not having a deal that's worthwhile. There's no danger in anybody not feeling like they're making very much money. So, yeah, the rich get richer in the Big Ten. And, when you have big brands like Ohio State and Michigan and Wisconsin and so many others, I mean, that's the kind of firepower that you have in their history as well. So, they get big ratings, they get big deals, and, good for them. But, how does it shake out for the Pac-12 and the Big 12 over the next couple of years? I mean, that's really what's going to be interesting, because that's going to be the game changer for college football. And by game changer, I mean, if you've got two conferences that are making over $1 billion easily, clearing it, and I don't know, what's the Big 12's deal? If it's like $200 million, and I'm just throwing a number, but if it's half that, which you'd probably expect it to be, I mean, is that sustainable? Is that going to be able to keep everybody happy? Is that going to be able to keep them competitive? And I think those are the questions that come up, but we don't know the answer to that until we know what kind of a deal those other conferences are going to get. We know it's not going to be anywhere near the SEC or the Big Ten, but how much do they get? How much can they thrive on what is out there? But yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see where the Big Ten lands as far as networks go and streaming and all those different kind of aspects as well.
Well, you would think, though, that the higher the Big Ten goes, the higher the SEC goes, and they're going to go as high as they need to go, that it only can help the Big 12 or the ACC's got so many years left or the Pac-12. Because, yeah, you could have one conference getting $1 billion a year, and then the other conference, let's say there's the 12 teams, and again, not with Texas and Oklahoma, if they each got $40 million, which would be not enough, but a lot better than everyone thought back in July at the end of last year when the Texas and Oklahoma story hit. But let's just say each of them got $50 million, which might, there's no way. Everything seems to be going up. $50 million is a $600 million deal, and that's almost less than half or a little over half of what the other conferences. But you mean to tell me, let's just say that was true, and I'm throwing out numbers. I don't know. You don't think that the 12 teams wouldn't take $50 million a year? Even if it's $50 million less than everyone else, or $40 million less, or $30 million less, there were thoughts that the possibility could be $20 million. And right now it's about 40. So they're just throwing out some numbers. The higher the other ones go, to me, I know you may say, well, that's less money. No, I think it's better for everybody. The more the Big Ten, the more the SEC. Doesn't mean the other conferences will get close to it, but they're not going to be completely just like 80% difference.
My goal for the Pac-12 and the Big 12 would be to get more than, not settle for more than half. So if you can get 3/4, you can get $750 million, then that to me would probably be good. Can you get that? But make sure it's just not half. Like if you're just saying, like, if the Big Ten's $1 billion, if you're going to settle for half that, then I think that probably puts in what Craig was talking about of, can you maintain competitive when the schools are getting definitely twice as much as you every year?
Yeah, the chat room's talking a lot about it as well. And by the way,